The World War Party was the name of the event that night. And the start of the evening, Mac.
I think after I had cried on that table in the courthouse, I remember going back to my cell and I just fell face first on the bed and just like kind of cried myself to sleep. And I got all that out that night. So when I woke up that next day, I was numb. That's when the numbing took place. And I think that a part of me numbed my emotions in order for me to effectively deal with it, as well as help myself get out.
Well, when you first got there, right, and even during your time, how did the other inmates take you? How did they look at you?
I think my personality had a lot to do with the way I was treated in prison. Okay. You know, I think that people treated me with respect because I gave it. I mind my business. I didn't get in anybody else's business. I wasn't into the prison politics. I wasn't trying to be the guy with the most tennis shoes on the compound. You know, I didn't mess with drugs. I didn't gamble. I didn't get into none of the stuff that causes most of your problems in prison. I avoided all of that. Just not even without even effort. Those just weren't things I was interested in. And so my time in prison was spent mainly studying the guys who were on the path to get out. You know, I've said it before, I like to win, and as a prisoner, to win is to get out. Everybody got a different way they do things. Some guys are under controlled substances. Some people get caught up in the prison politics. Some guys get content with a little trinkets, a little status in the prison. I hated prison the whole time I was there. And nobody would have known that, because every time they saw me, I had a smile. I helped as many people as I can. From the heart, it wasn't no faking about it. I didn't expect nothing in return, didn't ask. I felt if I'm gonna be here, then I want to be of service to whatever community I'm in, whether I'm on the streets, whether I'm here, I want to be of some type of service.
The first episode of Scary Khaki. Don't try this shit at home. Somebody could get killed.
You was like O.C. Murray as well, right?
Yeah.
So what was, how did that come about? You guys were on the same tier?
Yeah, we were on the same tier for a while. He had transferred from Angola to Hunt at the time, and man, it was bittersweet. You know, I would admit for me it was bittersweet because Corey is someone whom I was able to reminisce with. You know what I mean? We would talk about old times, keep each other's spirits up, but he was facing far more time than me, and so I used to feel bad. You know, I didn't like the fact that here this was my partner, and on his rap sheet it says life, man. You know what I mean? And on my rap sheet, regardless of what was going on, I always knew that I had an out date. You know what I mean? I was sentenced to a number of years. You know what I'm saying? So I knew even if I would have had to do the duration of that term, I was getting out of prison. Whereas Corey was sentenced to life. And because so, you know, it used to anger me just seeing him in that situation. So that was the bitter part of it. Just being around him sometimes upset me, you know, because I was always mindful of his situation. At the time that we were in prison together, C earned his favor through helping. C was he was an orderly on a tier full of sick and infirmed guys. So C was taking care of a lot of those older guys who had medical problems. Through doing that, he earned his favor in the prison, within the system, you know what I mean? And so,
Say, bro, that's really his heart, huh? That's really who C is, huh?
That is when you really got a chance to see who he was, bro. He was that shine through, you know what I mean? And they loved him. They love him, man. Those guys loved C because he always looked out for them. And just to share a story with you, a friend of mine who was a rapper in the prison, a damn good rapper too, he was transferred to the tier where C them was at, right? And so he was like complaining to me that he was transferred over there because it's a bunch of older guys, and you know what I mean, a bunch of infirm dudes. And he was like, man, they gonna move me over there to the tier, man, with all the most sick dudes. I said, wait, what tier you on? And when he told me, I was like, oh, you over there with C? He said, yeah, I think C Murder is on that tier. I said, man, you ain't gonna never go hungry. So he was like, man, what you talking about? I don't know that dude like that. I said, you don't have to. I went to that tier like a couple hours later. So I just went over there, I'm hollering at C. We running, we shooting, you know, shooting the shit with each other. And I see a bag on the side of his bed being piled up with all kind of snacks and stuff. So I was telling him, I said, man, one of my little homies just came on y'all tier, bro. And I said, bro, man, if you can, bro, look out for him. He said, oh, see that bag right there? We already making it for him.
Yeah, wow. Yeah.
I said, yeah? He said, yeah. I said, I ain't gonna tell him. So I left. When I come the next day, my partner came up to me and said, hey, man, I woke up this morning, they had a bag of snacks on the side of my bed. I said, I told you. You know what I mean? I told you. Because that's what he do. He had like a little network of older guys who used to tell him, dude ain't got nothing, or this one ain't got nothing. And he used to look out for him. You know what I'm saying? So just knowing that he was doing all of that, you know, it just made me proud of him, but also angry, because I'm like, man, my dude don't need to be here, man. This is what we need on the streets. You know what I'm saying? We need these kind of people. We need these kind of characters, particularly guys with this kind of influence, you know?
Now I always ask this question, right? C come home today or tomorrow, who is he? When he hit the streets and
you're talking about a grown man. You're talking about somebody in their 50s. You know what I mean? So if anybody is naive enough to expect C Murder, you know what I mean? Then they clearly don't understand Corey. Corey is 52 years old. He has 3 beautiful daughters that's awaiting his return to society. And I think that people need to understand that, right? What people need to also understand is this. Corey is a Desert Storm war veteran that cannot be understated, you know what I mean? I think we have stereotypes of rappers. We think that, you know, they hear these guys, you know, they're just criminals from the hood. And why this may be true in many instances, it's also important to note that Corey, like many others that were signed to No Limit, were actually military veterans. And they like to praise and celebrate those who serve. Well, these guys serve. Corey served. Let's show him that same enthusiasm. Let's help him the way they help these others.
Well, I hear you call him Corey, right? Because not many people in jail, what do they call him?
C.
Gotcha. What does he prefer to be called today? C Murder, Corey, doesn't matter.
I don't know. I mean, the most people who know him call him C. You know what I mean?
That's crazy.
If you call him C Murder, that's probably because you're a fan.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But the people who